bad the Wi-Fi is in NOLA. Greetings, everybody. I'm out for a walk, and I'm thinking about the beauty of the times that we live in and how we can document our journeys for those who come behind us, and how important that is. That certain stories don't get forgotten, especially your own. But as I was walking, I was reflecting on this shift, as everybody is calling it. It's been shifted for quite a while, but the whole premise behind it is that this is the time where we bring heaven on earth. And how you doing, Dre? How was the party? How y'all? Everybody doing good? But I was sitting here just chilling and walking because it's so beautiful out and there's no noise really, but nature. And what does heaven on earth look like for me? It's really like what I was pondering in my mind because I opened my old computer tonight and I saw a video that I did about my old journey, my past journey called Along the Way. It's one of my best videos as far as popularity and whatever on my page. But it basically documents my whole experience being homeless in Georgia and what that looked like as an artist and how that helped me expand and being out of the loop of modern society and how free that was. Last people just left. Y'all must have been cutting up. But yeah, now it's like, what does it look like? What does heaven on earth really look like? I think the old part of me is still holding on to, uh, there's still like a little bit of that left. That's not even possible in the world, especially the way it is right now. But it absolutely is. You know what I'm saying? It absolutely is. And it's like right when you get to the threshold, that's when everything usually goes to shit. And that's pretty much where I'm at now. It's funny because as I sit back and reflect on things, I think people have thought, especially my family for the most part, that I've had it easy in some aspect. That this journey of being a free spirit is some gift. You know what I'm saying? That well, you are extremely lucky and you are extremely protected because of your willingness to go beyond the norm, to step outside the box. But it's never easy. No, I'm not high, and if I am, it's just off this nice uh, evening air. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, what does heaven on earth really look like for you? And I remember this old rhyme I wrote based on how other people want you to be who they want you to be. And I used to tell them, don't pray for me because to see that heaven for you is not heaven for me. Feel what I'm saying? And just really diving into the imagination based on my experience of what that would look like. You know what I mean? And the first thing I thought of was just some waves and a big ocean and a nice beach, somewhere tropical. Definitely not in the States. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere there's a little bit more ease, there's a bit more sense of community, things of that nature where people really get along and help each other and look out for one another. Um, it almost sounds like fantasy sometimes when I think about it. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like a fantasy. But that's what I'm checking in on, you know. And I want to put that out there because now we're in this shift that everybody's been saying. And it is. If you follow astrology, you know what it is. You follow any of the occult sciences, you know what it is. But even if you don't, you can feel it. Things are changing, especially if you're really in that spirit of evolving or becoming something better or seeing what's out there that's different for you. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, we got so much bullshit going on, but it's like there's such an underlying tone of serenity that you really can't escape it. I don't care who you are. You know, you can fight it all you want, but there's something really calling us to uh, to embrace this change, however that looks like. Because for a moment there, it felt like a repeat of that whole cycle I've already went through. You know what I mean? You might think you've learned it until it come back around and show its face again. And then that's when I figured it out that this is the time where we get a choice to make the choice that maybe we didn't get to make the last time, or the correct choice for ourselves. You know what I mean? All that being said, the message tonight is to really make sure that you are operating from a space of real love and appreciation for who you are. That there's nothing like you in this goddamn universe, even close to you. That that has to mean something. And that every little victory, every little failure that turned into a victory is important. And that you celebrate that at this time, because this is kind of the rocket fuel to push you forward, especially if you don't know what tomorrow gonna look like for you, or the next week, or the next month. You know, I done seen so many videos on social media, people just breaking down. I know I had a nice cry session the other night. It was, I don't want to say it was bad, but it was really good, but it was really bad. You know what I'm saying? As far as the length and the intensity of it, it's like Jesus. You know, a lot of people are really fed up with this illusion and this society that we live in. And it's really a failure to communicate at the end of the day. But a lot more other things on top of that, you know what I mean? But that's what I want to put out there tonight, you know. On your journey, what is heaven on earth? What does that look like for you and the people around you? And if you can come to that conclusion, it is going to be so easy for you to follow the vibration and find that place and those people. But it's like, first and foremost, you got to find it within yourself so that you know it when you see it. You feel me? So that you know it when you see it. You know, this is all just it's all just a fucking dream. It's all just a test. None of this is even real like that. Because it's so temporary. Well, I guess everybody left the room. Either it was too real, it was too boring for you, but that's fine. Somebody will catch it. But like I said, first and foremost, everything you do should be for yourself first. So this is the way I'm going to be cataloging my journey moving forward and rediscovering who I am and what it means to be here. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Besides you drag, guess there's just trolls and whatnot. People want to fuck around, find out. But that's all right. Everybody gonna find out. So that's it. I'm just gonna mark this as a part of that beginning. Today is the red dragon moving into the white wind, and communication is going to be the mark of today. Communication with spirit, communicating with yourself, how you talk to yourself, breathing, relaxing, but really getting in touch with spirit, and even defining what that means for you at this time, because it might mean something totally different than when you started. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I got to say. I could talk forever, but it's so much better when you have a conversation with people alike minds. And that's another reason I do these videos, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to find more of my tribe this way. So it helps on so many different levels. You know what I mean? So now what I'm really doing as I reflect is figuring out why I brought my black ass back to New Orleans, right? Because the Oracle told me, Miss Blue herself, I had a past life here, postman, helping motherfuckers dip through the woods and all this shit, getting in and out. Apparently, I was a white boy who didn't do what his father wanted him to do, which was to open a store or some shit. I did my own thing. And it's like, I don't know the outcome of all that. And I didn't ask, because I didn't, first of all, knowing what I know about giving that kind of information. You don't want to take away the surprise. You don't want to take away the experience of it all for the person. So I didn't ask anyway of what it all means, but it felt like a really big cleanup of something that has been going on for quite a while. You know what I mean? Because it was like as soon as I stepped out of that door in Pennsylvania, it was fucking on. You know what I mean? It was on in so many different ways. Not all bad, but definitely, man, I tell you, people will surprise you around every corner and every turn when you really get past who they think they are or who they're showing you they are, and you get back to their intentions. So I say this before I leave, because I'm almost done my walk, and I kind of want to enjoy the rest of it in silence with the land, because the land is speaking like a motherfucker. Um, Shit, I might have just fucking forgot what I was getting ready to say. You know what I mean? But as far as people go, man, when you have a light and you're so used to it, and coming from where I come from, I don't come from much. All my peoples come from the bottom. We come from the mud, as they say. You know what I'm saying? We ain't have it like that. That's like you going to school with a lunch bag, maybe, and it'd just be a snack in a juice box, if that kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like, but at the end of the day, we had each other, and that's when those times were really the best. But it's like when you start getting into the world and caught up in these other things, it's like all that gets forgotten. You know, the simplicity of things, just having people around to have you as a support system, and you play a part in all that. You know what I mean? But when you got that light, man, that free spirit, people are going to want to take that from you. They're going to want to rob you of your freedom. They're going to want to restrict you. They're going to want to bind you. They're going to put obstacles in your path to make you submit. I'm here to tell you right now, don't fall for none of it. If you have a calling in this lifetime, follow it, trust it, put the blinders on until you get there, until whatever heaven on earth looks like for you shows up in the reality that you're creating. And if it's already here, this is the time where you now have to learn the process of maintaining what heaven on earth looks like. You feel what I'm saying? Not everybody's what it seems. I don't care, friends, family, how long people know you. And don't let it deter you from being open and receptive to the new people who are on your frequency. Don't let your past and those experiences jade you or make you unapproachable when your heaven does show up. That's like a little side note. That's a little bit of a warning, because some things may trigger you. You know, you may not be used to receiving or somebody looking out for you because you've been on your own for so damn long. You know what I'm saying? You might not be used to that, but I'm here to tell you, if you've been really doing you and the best that you possibly can, and expanding or growing and learning from your victories and your failures, then it's your time. It's your time. And I urge you all to take advantage of your time while you're here, because tomorrow could be a whole different story. In a blink, somebody you know, shit, your ass fall right out. Just like Drea's there. You about to pass out. You know what I'm saying? Love you too, sis. You take care. You have a good night. But that's part of the message today. I'm sure there'll be more. And yeah, it's my hope and ardent dream and wish and intent that this video finds more like-minded people, so we can start having the dialogue that we need to start having right about now. Now that everything's really going to change, we really need to figure this out before the change really hits the way it's going to hit. You know what I'm saying? If you think it's going to stay the same, if you think your Wi-Fi connection is only temporarily disabled, you know what I'm saying? If you think chemtrails and all that are just going to magically disappear, or that the fuckery that this puppet government is doing is just going to magically turn on the side and say, oh, we were wrong. You know what I'm saying? More power to you. But I say I wouldn't really even focus on that. I wouldn't really even focus on those things. With the experience comes wisdom. Walk your path, be who you are, and shape it as you go. Be flexible enough to know that the universe might throw something in there that you did not plan on or expect, but it's better than anything you could have ever thought of in your own right. Okay? All right, y'all. Beautiful night. When's the last time you saw a sunset or just sat out under the stars and just try to count them motherfuckers? You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. But I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all take care.